All right, I'm back. I think that last video was more on time. Let's talk about the Cyclists. This is one of my favorite groups because I was so against it to begin with. My co-designer Andy Couch said, we gotta have a group that helps you get resources. And I said, okay, I agree mechanically, but what is that in Berlin? And he was like, well, it's delivery people. And I said, wow, that's not an archetype of cafe goers. And he was like, what do you mean? There's tons of, and he said the word, I think, like bicyclists in Berlin, or he said something, people on wheels, said something that didn't register with me until I realized that there is a huge cycle community here. And obviously I'm splitting hairs, but it took me a while to get here, and a big thank you to Andy for helping me get there. But the cyclists are a little bit complex and hard for people to understand at first. So let me just illustrate that by taking a couple of these upgrades here and putting them onto our board. And I have taken upgrades that provide a bean and a scoop and 2 beans and a sugar and then 2 different cups. Let me actually show those to you here first. There you go. Now you can see bean, scoop, 2 beans, then an early bird, and then on the bottom row, sugar, and an early bird. So let me put those back. So what happens when you activate this ability, which is called delivery? When you activate this ability, you get to select one of the icons from any of the pantry cards that you've added to your cafe. So you can't use these pantry abilities that are already on your board, but you can use the icons on the cards. So essentially, when I serve this bike mechanic here, what's going to happen is I could potentially get a scoop or 1 sugar. It's up to me. And you'll notice that when I show you this card, what she wants is a croissant. That's all she wants. And then if I happen to have a lot of coffee, I can give a strong, high-quality coffee, and I will get a good review. And so the trick here is with them, you're probably not doing a lot of that strong, high quality because you would need 3 different symbols. You're going to be spending a lot of beans, so you're probably not getting like any points from them. So normally you're using them to support another group. And I mentioned that with the musicians in that video, this is a support group. And they are relatively fast in the sense that you only need sugar, but they're not fast in the sense of hipsters where they're like pulling points constantly and ending the game. Which is how we call a fast or slow group, how quickly they're going to put a ticking clock on the other players. So that's the basic cyclist, and the super cyclist just lets you activate 2 different icons, which we're having a little bit of a struggle exactly how to word that in the rule book because there are 2 early bird icons, as you saw here, and you would be able to activate the 2 of them with the Fixie Rider because even though they are the same icon, they're different in that they aren't the same position on the cards. So if anybody has any thoughts as to the best way to word that, then hop over to our rulebook.seizethebean.com and leave a comment on that file we have open. So in order to jump out of this video, as always, I'll show you 2 quick previews. So here we have ample bike parking and a to-go window. And you should notice by now that all of the upgrades are very thematically accurate, I think, and hopefully funny to the groups. We have isotonic espressos and hot wearables. So we'll see you in the next video. Ciao, y'all.